In 2010, a guy bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 bitcoins. At today's prices, that would be over $600 million. Yeah, those were some very expensive slices, but let's bring it back. You've probably heard of Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe even Dogecoin or Solana. Everyone seems to be talking about cryptocurrencies, but why? What's the big deal? And should you be paying attention or just watching from the sidelines? Here's the truth. While some people are making serious money with crypto, others are losing everything. It's a world full of opportunity and risk. So before you think about buying your first coin or dismissing it as a passing trend, you need to understand what's really going on. That's exactly what we're going to do here. I'll break it all down for you. No tech talk, no confusing graphs, just straight up answers to the questions everyone is asking. What is cryptocurrency? How does it work? Is it really the future of money? And hey, if you like getting smarter about your money without feeling like you're in a college lecture, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive in. Ready? Let's start with the obvious. Why is everyone talking about cryptocurrency? Why is everyone talking about cryptocurrency? You may be wondering, why is crypto on everyone's lips? It's in the news all over social media, and maybe even in your one day it's a millionaire making miracle, the next day it's crashing hard. So what's fueling all this buzz? Let's simplify it. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Solana have exploded in popularity for one big reason: the promise of profit. People have seen regular folks turn a few $100 into thousands, or even millions. And that kind of overnight success grabs attention fast. But it's not just about money. There's also the tech side. Crypto promises a new way of doing things, moving money across the world in seconds without banks, fees, or paperwork. It feels like the internet in the 90s. Messy, confusing, full of potential. And of course, there's the hype. Tweets from Elon Musk. Celebrities launching their own coins. Coins named after dogs or memes shooting to the moon. It's part finance, part pop culture, and part wild ride. But here's the thing. Behind all the noise, there's something real happening. People aren't just investing, they're asking questions, getting curious, and trying to understand if crypto is the next evolution of money or just the next big bubble. So let's cut through the hype and answer the most basic question first. What is cryptocurrency really? What is cryptocurrency? Imagine you had digital cash in your pocket. No coins, no bills, not even a bank involved. Just numbers on your phone that only you can control. That's the idea behind cryptocurrency. At its core, a cryptocurrency is a digital currency protected by encryption. That means it's super secure, almost impossible to fake, and works without a central authority. In other words, no banks, no governments, no middlemen. Now you might think, but I already use digital money. I pay with my phone. I check my bank balance online. True, but here's the key difference. Your bank controls that money. They can freeze your account, reverse a transaction, or even limit how much you withdraw. With cryptocurrency, you're in full control. You store it in a digital wallet and only you have the keys to access it. No one else. Let's go back in time for a second. In 2009, a mysterious person, or maybe a group, using the name Satoshi Nakamoto, created the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. It was built as a way to send money peer-to-peer without needing to trust a bank. Just you, the other person, and a system that can't be tampered with. And the wild part? It actually worked. That's why people say crypto isn't just digital money. It's a new way of thinking about money altogether. One where you hold the power and the rules are written in code instead of by a boardroom. But how does all this magic actually work behind the scenes? What makes crypto tick? That's where we head next. How does a cryptocurrency work? All right. Let's lift the hood and see what's powering all of this. Cryptocurrency runs on something called blockchain. Sounds complicated, right? But let's break it down. Imagine a giant notebook that anyone can read, but no one can erase or cheat. Every time someone makes a transaction, like sending Bitcoin to a friend, it gets written in this notebook. That's the blockchain, a public, transparent, and secure ledger. But here's the twist. This notebook isn't stored in one place. It's copied and shared across thousands of computers around the world. These computers are called nodes, and they all work together to check every transaction and make sure nothing shady is going on. Now, how do these transactions actually get verified? That's where mining comes in. Mining isn't about digging into the ground, it's about solving complex math problems. When a transaction is made, powerful computers race to solve a puzzle. The first one to get it right confirms the transaction and adds it to the blockchain. As a reward, that computer earns new cryptocurrency tokens. That's how new coins are created. This system is called proof of work because the computers have to prove they did the work to earn the reward. It's secure but uses a lot of energy. There's also a newer method called proof of stake. Instead of solving puzzles, people who already own coins get chosen to validate transactions. It's faster and uses less energy, but both systems aim to keep the network honest and running smoothly. So every time you send or receive crypto, just know there's a whole invisible world working to keep that transaction safe accurate and permanent. Next up, let's talk about the part that really grabs people's attention, the money. Can you actually make a profit from crypto or just lose your shirt? Cryptocurrency is an investment. Let's be honest, most people don't get into crypto because they're tech geeks. They get in because they hear stories like, this guy put $1,000 into Bitcoin and now he's a millionaire. That kind of story spreads fast, and it's not completely made up. Back in 2016, you could buy one Bitcoin for around $500. In 2024, it reached $66,000. That's not just a gain, that's a life-changing explosion. No wonder people started paying attention. But here's the other side of the coin. Crypto is wildly volatile. It doesn't just go up, it also crashes hard. It's like a roller coaster with no seatbelt. One day your portfolio is glowing green, the next it's down 40%. Why does this happen? Well, crypto prices are driven by speculation. That means people buy in hoping the price will go up, not because of profits or earnings like a normal company. Add to that the power of news headlines, government decisions, rumors, tweets, and even memes, and you get massive swings. For example, when the Bitcoin ETF was announced, prices shot up. But when China banned crypto trading, the market tanked. That's how sensitive the system is. So yes, crypto can make you money, but it can also burn you. It's not a guaranteed win. It's a high-risk, high-reward game, and you need to know the rules before you play. Now let's make sure we understand the language, because crypto has its own dictionary, and if you don't speak it, you're going to get lost fast. Common cryptocurrency terms. If you've ever tried reading about crypto online, it can feel like trying to learn a new language. So let's break down the basics and make sense of the most common terms you'll hear in the crypto world. First up, Bitcoin. It's the original cryptocurrency, launched in 2009. People often call it digital gold because, like gold, there's a limited supply. Only 21 million will ever exist. It's considered the most stable and recognized coin in the market. Then we have altcoins. That's just a fancy way of saying any coin that's not Bitcoin. Think Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Dogecoin. They're all altcoins, each with their own purpose or tech twist. Next, let's talk about wallets. No, not the leather one in your pocket. A crypto wallet is where you keep your access to your digital coins. But here's the twist. You're not storing the coins themselves. You're storing something even more important. Your keys. You have a public key, which is like your address. People can send you crypto there. Then there's the private key, which is like your password. If someone gets it, they can take everything. Wallets come in two main types. Hot wallets are connected to the internet. Super convenient, but more exposed to hacking. Cold wallets are offline, much safer, but a bit more hassle to use. Then there's a thing called a fork. Picture a road splitting into two paths. That's what happens when developers disagree on how a blockchain should work. One famous fork was Bitcoin Cash, which split off from Bitcoin in 2017. Once you get the hang of this vocabulary, the crypto world stops feeling like a mystery and starts feeling like a system you can actually understand. So now that we've got the lingo down, let's look at the real pros and cons of using or investing in crypto, because every new technology has a bright side and a dark side. Advantages of cryptocurrency. Let's talk about why people are so excited about crypto in the first place. Beyond the hype and headlines, there are real advantages that make this technology so appealing. First, there's decentralization. Unlike your bank or credit card company, no single institution controls your crypto. It's powered by a network of users, not a CEO or central bank. That means no one can freeze your funds, censor your transactions, or shut the system down. Then there's accessibility. You don't need a credit score, a bank account, or paperwork. All you need is an internet connection and a wallet. For millions of people around the world who don't have access to traditional banking, that's a game changer. Flexibility is another big win. You can send money across the world in minutes, 24/7, without high fees or middlemen. That's a huge upgrade over wire transfers or international bank delays. Let's not forget privacy. While not completely anonymous, crypto doesn't require your name, address, or social security number to make a transaction. That gives users more control over their data and identity. And finally, yes, there's the potential for high returns. Some early adopters made incredible profits. And for investors who do their homework, opportunities still exist. But no system is perfect. Every benefit comes with trade-offs. So before we get carried away, let's look at the flip side, the risks and disadvantages that come with the crypto territory. Disadvantages and risks. Now, let's get real. For all the excitement around crypto, there are some serious downsides you need to know. First and loudest, volatility. Prices can skyrocket one day and crash the next. It's not uncommon to see a 30% drop in a single week. If you're not prepared for those swings, your emotions and your money can take a hit. Next, there's the problem of illegal use. Because of its privacy and lack of regulation, crypto has been used for shady stuff. Ransomware, dark web markets, scams? Most users are legit, but the bad actors give the space a reputation problem. Speaking of regulation, there's not much of it. The rules are still being written. Some governments welcome crypto, others ban it. That creates a lot of uncertainty. One law change can shake the entire market. And then there are the scams and frauds. Fake coins, pump and dump schemes, phishing attacks. People have lost millions by clicking the wrong link or trusting the wrong project. In crypto, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Last but not least, no consumer protection. If you send crypto to the wrong address, it's gone. No customer service, no chargebacks. That's the trade-off for being your own bank. With great power comes great responsibility and risk. So while the rewards can be huge, the dangers are very real. That's why understanding the basics isn't optional, it's essential. Let's tackle some of the most common questions people still have. Because even with all this info, there's a lot of confusion out there. Common questions about crypto. Let's clear the air on some of the questions people ask all the time when they first hear about cryptocurrency. Because let's face it, the whole thing can sound pretty strange at first. Is crypto real money? Well, kind of. You can't exactly use it at your local grocery store, at least not yet, but more and more companies are starting to accept it. From online retailers to travel sites, crypto is slowly becoming a way to pay, and in some countries, it's even being tested as official currency. Can I buy a coffee with Bitcoin? Technically, yes, but it depends on where you are. Some cafes and stores in big cities accept it. Most don't. It's still early days. And with the price changing every minute, it's kind of like trying to buy a coffee with a stock. Isn't this just for tech nerds or criminals? That used to be the stereotype, but not anymore. Today, everyone from college students to hedge fund managers is looking into crypto. Sure, there are still risks and some bad apples, but the space has matured a lot since the early days. Can I actually make money with crypto? Yes, but you can also lose it. It's not a guaranteed win, and anyone promising easy profits is probably trying to scam you. Like any investment, it takes knowledge, research, and a strong stomach for ups and downs. At the end of the day, curiosity is a good thing. Asking questions is how we learn. And now that you've got the basics down, the next step is figuring out whether crypto fits into your own financial life. Should you invest in cryptocurrency? This is the big question. After hearing all the hype, the risks, the potential gains, you might be wondering, is crypto right for me? The honest answer? It depends. Crypto isn't like a savings account. It's more like riding a jet ski in a storm. Thrilling, fast, but not exactly stable. If you're someone who loses sleep over your investments going up and down, this might not be your lane. But if you have some money set aside and you're curious about the future of finance, investing a small amount in crypto can be a learning experience and potentially a rewarding one. Just remember, never invest more than you're willing to lose. And take your time. There's no rush. Start with education, read, watch, ask questions, use trusted platforms, diversify, and always keep an eye out for red flags. Also avoid falling into the trap of FOMO, the fear of missing out. Just because a coin is trending or someone on TikTok is hyping it, doesn't mean it's the right move for you. Smart investing is about staying calm, not chasing the crowd. Crypto is like a powerful tool. In the right hands with the right knowledge, it can open doors. In the wrong hands, it can be dangerous. So where does all this leave us? That's what we'll wrap up in the final chapter. The future of money, or just a risky bet? So where does cryptocurrency really stand? Is it the financial revolution some people claim, or just another digital fad? Here's the balanced truth. Crypto is still evolving. It's messy, unpredictable, and full of unknowns, but it's also innovative, accessible, and packed with potential. Whether it becomes the money of the future or just a niche investment tool, it's already forcing the world to rethink how we define and use value. It's also not going away. Governments are studying it. Big companies are investing in it. Developers are building entire systems on top of it. At the same time, regulators are tightening the rules and many coins will likely disappear. For you, the key is not to follow the noise, but to follow knowledge. Don't invest because someone shouted buy online. Invest because you understand what you're getting into and why it fits your plan. Crypto might not be for everyone, but understanding it, that's for anyone who wants to be financially aware in the modern world. So before you buy, pause, ask the hard questions, get informed, learn more. Because whether crypto changes everything or not, the smartest move is always to invest in yourself first. If this video helped you understand cryptocurrency better, let us know in the comments. Do you think it's the future or just a fad? And if you want to dive deeper into how blockchain is transforming other industries, that might just be our next topic. Until then, stay curious and stay